Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I'm Melissa and this is Melissa Knits for Fun. Well, that didn't last long. I have a new test knit that I will be casting on, and I do need some help in determining what yarn I'm going to use. I also need some help from y'all helping determine what yarn I'm going to use on a new buddy knit that I'm going to be casting on. So guys, this episode, it is packed full. As you can see, I have a finished object that I will get to in just a moment, and I have several whip updates, including a little guest appearance by the one that I'm doing a vlog on. And I will talk about the new cast-ons that I'm going to be working on. So with that, let's go ahead and get started and talk about this beautiful, beautiful sweater I'm wearing today. Even though it is 70 degrees outside and it's a little warm. I have on shorts, I have my ceiling fan going. It is just a little warm, but we will get through this. This is the Wintersoul by Adorable Knits, or Dorothy Officiers. I cannot say enough good things about this. The pattern was so easy to follow. I have been told that it was good for a beginner color work, like if you're a knitter but you've never done color work before. I believe it because it was really easy to follow. It has both the written instructions and the charted instructions. I prefer a chart, so I cannot tell you whether or not the written instructions are overwhelming because I didn't use them. I will say there's a lot of them because if you print out the entire file, there's a whole lot. So anyway, as you can see, and I'm going to throw a couple of pictures up here of me wearing this before I blocked it, because look at how beautiful these sleeves fit. Well, last week when I took the pictures, they were up here. So this drops air has really blocked out beautifully. It does bloom. It's so stunning. Let me see if I can show the halo you get. You can see there's a little bit of a halo. Drops Air is a wool alpaca polyamide blend. It is a blown yarn, so you get that really pretty kind of mohair effect, that halo effect, without having to hold multiple yarns together. This just knit up absolutely beautifully. I knit the exact size that I would normally knit. It wasn't like I didn't compensate or anything else. I just knit the exact size, and it just, guys, I hope it gets cold enough to wear this again. I did put it on last week because I got it done Thursday, and so I took it to the yarn shop, and in the parking lot I put it on so I could walk in and get the oohs and ahs, and boy, there were a lot of them because this is just such a stunning piece. It is a statement. I would love to see there be a t-shirt version of this somehow. I don't know how you would do that. I don't know how, how it would work, but boy, wouldn't that be awesome to have this made out of cotton for the summer, like a fingering weight or something, to where that I could, you could wear this during the summer, even if you just had the yoke part. But anyway, I digress. This is one of the most stunning patterns I've ever made, and Dorothy is by far one of the nicest designers I've ever interacted with. She was so incredibly nice helping me figure out the sleeves. And then, guys, I'm so excited. I knitted this as part of a knit along, and there was a giveaway at the end. And I won a $100 gift card, and I'll have to put the name of the yarn shop down here. They have their own yarns, and then they do carry some other yarns. Now, I'm both extremely excited about this, and I'm a little bit like, well, that's not great. So the gift card, I can only use it on their brand yarn, which that's fine. They've got some really, really beautiful Zuri alpaca and silk that I want. And so I'll be able to get a couple of colors of that. I may have to pay just a little bit for it because it's a little over $100. And when I say dollars, it's euros. So it's 100 euros. It's a little over 100 euros. But here's the kicker. I have to pay for shipping, and shipping to the United States is 45 euros. Again, still a bargain. I'm not going to complain if I'm paying 45 euros for 2 sweater quantities of fluff. But this does make me just have to make a decision if I want to, because they've got a Sayer mohair, and it's quite a bit cheaper than what we can get here in the United States. So I've got a couple of colors that I want to get. So do I want to get that and go ahead and get that now since I'm already paying the shipping? I don't know. I'll figure it out. I've got a year before I have to use this gift card, so I've got a little time to think about it. But again, guys, if you have not done color work and you're like, oh, I would like to, or if you would like to do, you know, you've done some color work, done a yoke or done a sock or done something and you're like, oh, I'd like to do an all over, guys, this would be perfect. It is so potato chippy because all of this up here, it's worked flat and then you join it right down here. And so that's how you get, you don't have to do short rows. It does raise the top, but all of that is solid. You don't start the color work until you actually join in the round. And then each part of this, right, this is one section. And then after this, that's the only part that has its own separate thing. You are just doing these. And you're doing raglans, right? So there is a chart for the yoke and the sleeves before you split. And you do have to work in some increases, but you're just increasing right here at the raglan. It's so easy. But each one of these, there's like a little section. So there's really easy way, you know, I do this section and then I can put it down and I can come back and I'm not lost about where it is. And you just want to pick it up and work that next section. If I'd done nothing but knit this, I could have easily done this in probably a week to a week and a half. I did cast it on the day after Christmas, I think it was. So obviously it took me a little longer because I didn't get it done until the end of February. So it took me a couple of months, but that's because I wasn't working on it, you know, monogamously. I am definitely not a monogamous knitter anymore, and you will see that because I've got so much stuff going on. All right, so that is the Wintersoul by Adorable Knits, knit out of Pearl Gray and Anthracite Drops Air. I have to tell you, this sweater makes me feel beautiful. It makes me want people to look at me. So the fact that sweater does this for me, even if it hadn't have turned out to be just as beautiful as it is, I'd still be super happy, but boy, this is just a looker. It's a stunner. So I'm hoping that I will get to see some other colors. I do know one of the viewers let me know that she had ordered Drops Air and she got the Pearl Gray and the Peacock, which is a beautiful blue. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that as she goes along. And you know, we need a lot more Wintersouls in this world. I already have at least 2 more planned. And all right, I don't have a lot more to say about it. I could spend the entire podcast talking about it, but I will move on and we will move into whips. So guys, I have so many whips going on, and one of them, I've made actually quite a bit of progress on several things. I made quite a bit of progress on this Zuri sweater because I got both sleeves done now. They're both done. And I've got the majority of the body. I've got probably, I don't know, as much, I probably got that much left before I'll start the ribbing or the cables around the rib. And then you do a little bit of ribbing. It will look like this. You'll have cables around the bottom and then you'll have a little bit of ribbing. So I've probably got as much left as I've already done before I start the cables. It won't take me hardly any time. This is my meeting knit. I grab this whenever I have meetings and I'm knitting away. And so it goes pretty quickly, but this is just, it is stunning. And this is by Tox Knits. She has got, to be a new designer, because she hasn't been designing that long, I think she's got a pretty impressive catalog. She's got this in the pullover, she's got a t-shirt version, and she has a cardigan version. The cardigan version is no longer free. It is a paid for pattern again, but it is just beautiful. All right. This is knit out of the Knitting for Olive, Soft Silk Mohair, and Merino in the colorway Blue Tit held together. And somebody commented and asked about, you know, why are we holding things together? She's been knitting for a long time and this is kind of all new to her. Well, I will tell you, I didn't start holding things together until the end of 2024. And honestly, until I started following all of these designers and really getting on Instagram, I don't know that I even knew about mohair. I didn't know about holding yarns together and holding two small yarns to make a bigger yarn and all of that. Well, now I'm addicted. Let me tell you, it's a slippery slope. I want mohair on everything, mohair or some kind of fluff. But it is not something that you have to do. I like the feel of it. I kind of like holding two things together. I do love Husqvarna so much that, and they only have fingering weight on their cones. Not all cones are fingering weight, so you can for sure find worsted and DK weight cones. So don't think that if you're doing cone yarn that you must hold it together. But Husqvarna just comes in fingering as far as the cones go. So you do always hold, well, if you want more than just a fingering weight, you do have to hold that one together. Or you hold it with alpaca or their fluff or whatever. But I just do it. I really like the look of it. I like the feel of it. And I think you get some really amazing colorways, because with this one in particular, you can see this. This is kind of muted. It's a little muted, but boy, you put that on top of it and the silk gives it sheen. And it's just absolutely beautiful. So this is, it pops a little bit brighter on the camera than it actually is. It's not muted, but it's just a little richer, deeper color. But that is why I hold things together, is because I'm trying to get some sort of aesthetic. I don't always do that, and we're going to talk about that at the end, where I'm going to be doing a buddy knit, and I'm not actually going to hold two yarns together like it recommends. So we'll get there in a minute. All right, next up is my Rujuu sweater. I picked this up and I started knitting on it, and I was oh so excited because this is pure Ghent that I'm using. And I thought I would have gotten more done this week. I didn't. I've only gotten like a couple of rows done, but that is because something happened. This is pure Ghent. It spit splices pretty well. And I love spit splicing because I hate sewing in the ends. I'm kind of like that meme with Golem where it's, we must weave in the ends, but we hates it, right? I hate weaving in ends. So if I can spit splice and make it to where I don't have to weave in an end, man, that is the way I'm going. So I got this pure Ghent on the white, the ash melange. I got it down and I spit splice it. And I mean, I did it, got it in my mouth, I rubbed it, I put it in my mouth again, I rubbed it. I think I did that 3 times. I rubbed it, I pulled it, and it was all good. And then I knitted, and I started knitting, and then I got down here to, I didn't realize I was at the space where I had spit splice, but I was, and I've got it tied so that it doesn't go anywhere, but it came apart. My spit splice came apart, and so that tie is holding the stitch that it failed. So I've got to undo, and then I'm going to try to spit splice it again, but if it does not work, and I'm going to really, I'm going to try my best to tear it apart. And if it doesn't work, I'll just have some ends. So I've got to go back and fix that. That is unfortunately what can happen. It's the first time that that's happened to me though. Right, so I've been pretty fortunate. I've not had that problem, but yeah, this one, this little baby right here, and I tried to spit splice it like little bitty like that. There was no way. There was no way. So I have to go back. And then of course there's a knot now. So I'm going to have to go back even further so that I can clip that knot. But I'll get that all taken care of. It's not that big of a deal. We'll get it. We'll just tink back. But meanwhile, this and all of the clues are out. People have these finished. You should start seeing them on Instagram. You can go look at the project page for this. It is beautiful. I will tell you. Calling it a mystery yoke along, though, kind of misleading. This is an all-over color work. It is not just the yoke. So it should have been a mystery color work along or something, because it's not just the yoke, but guys, it is stunning. Look at this color work. The pattern is so beautiful. I cannot even get upset about it. I'm happy to do an all-over color work. And so I'm just plugging away steadily on this. I won't get this. I'm not in a hurry to get this done, because this I will plan on wearing next year. There's no way I'm getting this done to wear it this season, because guys, it's March in the South and it's starting to get warm. So it will be realistically probably next October before I can even think about wearing this. And this is knit out of, I decided to just do 3 colors. And I think for the collar, I'm going to do the navy blue. Let me know if you think I should do the gray or the white though. But I think I'm going to do the navy blue for the collar. But this is Night Sky, which is that deep dark navy blue, Ash Melange, which is kind of white, and then this is gray. I think it may be medium gray, but it's just gray. There's no like night sky or anything like that. It is just gray. And so that's all Pure Ghent by Sandus Garn. And again, hopefully next week there will be a little bit more on it, but we shall see, because as I said, I got a test knit coming up. But I'm saving the baby blanket for last. I have finally tamed the baby blanket, but I want to show y'all the little guest that I've got here. And this is one of my buddy knits. I'm doing a buddy knit with my friend Dana from the yarn shop. And this is the Edinburgh Sweater by, oh, I just drew a blank. I want to say Moroccan Knit, but I'm not positive that's it. I'll put it up here. But anyway, it's the Edinburgh Sweater. And it is just absolutely stunning. You see, I've got down here, and you can see I'm now at the part where each repeat is just 4 stitches, and so I've got like 99 stitch markers on here. But boy, I'm glad I did, because as I was putting it together, I would have never found where I had messed up if I didn't have them separated. I actually had to tink back a couple of times because my color work was off. But look at how beautiful this is. Dana is doing the colors that were recommended, and it's not Moroccan Knits. Who is it that did this? Cheryl Makatori. Cheryl Makatori. That's who did it. Dana did the one that she did hers in, the colorway. So she did the kind of tan color and black, which is absolutely stunning. And those are Dana's colors. But these are my colors. So this is probably the most luxurious knit I'm going to have, because it is color work done in cashmere. I do have another cashmere sweater. But this is out of Cardiff Cashmere, and it's the colorways Zoe and Nev, which is just a, I don't know if that's undyed or if it's actually dyed white, but you can just see how beautiful that is working up. And it's just been a dream. I split for sleeves very soon. I'm on the last color work chart, and Dana has already split for sleeves. Dana's got one sleeve, I think, done or almost done, because she's doing the sleeves first. And then she'll do the body. So she's much, much further along than I am. But I'm just plugging away. Just plugging away. And so as soon as I get done with this chart, and it's only 13 rows, I think, and I'm on row 2, so I've got about 11 rows to go. Then I do one more increase round, and then I will split for sleeves. So that is coming really, really soon. Maybe by next week. We shall see. And then, guys, I tamed the baby blanket. I really, really did. I told y'all last week that I had ordered from Wool & Company, and I ordered the Pound of Love. And for those of you who said, I'm just amazed that you can do a blanket with one skein. Well, it's because look at this skein. And I've already used quite a bit of it. And this thing is huge, 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 huge. I thought this was going to be a brighter pink. It's definitely not a bright pink, but that's okay. I do like the color. And so I got this from Wool & Company, and then I'll go ahead and show you. I got a couple of other things, because since I was ordering this, I went ahead and I needed another skein of the fisherman's wool, because I needed 4 for what I chose, and I only had 3. So I got another one of those. And then, like I said last week, I had sold a ball of mohair to one of my friends at the yarn shop because Letha didn't have any. And so I just replaced that. All right. So I have tamed this baby blanket. No more ripping out. No way. Because, guys, y'all saw last week I told you I was going to, pull it out. And I was waiting on the yarn and all that. So I didn't even get the yarn till Thursday. And I cast it on, I think I cast it on Friday. And I've got this much done. It knits up pretty quickly. It's knit on size 8 needles. And it is just beautiful. It's Brae Winds is the name of the baby blanket. Or not just baby blanket. It goes all the way from this, like, security blanket all the way up to a king-sized bedspread. So it's not just a baby blanket. You can absolutely knit a huge, huge blanket out of this. And I don't know that I ever will. I'll probably just do this size in different colors to keep on hand. I do love this. I think it's a beautiful, beautiful pattern. And So it just really is stunning. And I'm not quite halfway done, but I don't, you know, it's going pretty quickly. So I should have this done within the next week, week and a half. And then I'll get it sent off to Massachusetts. But this is, again, the Brae Winds by Lily Lake Knits. That's who it's by. And this is the Lines brand Pound of Love, and it's in the colorway Cerise, which should be a much brighter pink, but that's okay. This will be a good girl color. So the blanket, just going to say I'm going to put up little, you know, fireworks and all that, because I have finally gotten the blanket tamed, and we have a baby blanket that is going to get done and sent to Massachusetts. All right. Now, this is where I'm going to pivot, and I need your help. That I'm taking a break from test knits just did not last long, did it? Well, I couldn't help it. I did tell y'all there were test knits I would be applying for based on like a designer, or, you know, if a design just really spoke to me. Well, I love Sophie from Knit Pearl Girl, and I've test knit for her before, and she's so incredibly nice, and so I want to test knit for her again. And she's got a summer pattern out. It's not due until the end of May, so I've got plenty of time. And it's really pretty. It's got a nice little lace up in the yoke. I'll put a picture up here because she's got one that she posted out there on Instagram, so I'll put a picture up here. And I need y'all's opinion. I told her I was either going to hold the Ito Kinu, which is 100% silk. I was either going to hold this double, because she holds the Essayer Trio 1, which is a lace weight double, to get a sport weight. So I could hold this double, or I could use the Juniper Moon Zoe in this beautiful, beautiful red color. What should I do? Let me know your thoughts. Let me know which one you think I should knit this out of, because I'm really, really torn. I want to use this, but God, look at this. And they're both my colors, so it's not even like, oh, you know, one, but I don't have anything red for the summer. So I don't know. I do have a sweater almost this color. So let me know your thoughts. Red, single strand, blue, have to hold it double. Let me know what you're thinking. And then the next thing that I need help with. Well, guys, apparently I just really, 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 really love knit-alongs, buddy knits, test knits. I really do enjoy it. And I'm a glutton for punishment, and I love having lots of things on my needles. So I was watching the Sunday Knitting Society is Chelsea, and she was talking about wanting to do the book club Raglan by Sari Nordlund, and she needed somebody to help keep her on track. So she asked, you know, does anybody want to buddy knit or anything? And so I reached out to her and I was like, hey, I'd love to buddy knit with you. So we're doing a buddy knit. We've been swatching. I think she may be casting on soon, although she told me last night that she's had to go up to like a size 8 to try to get gauge. And so she's still swatching away. I was swatching, and I was doing swatches just doing the moss stitch, because that's what the pattern page says. And I don't care as much about the row gauge as I do about the stitch gauge. So I tend to do mine a little bit short. But I decided that I would swatch in a couple of different things, because she does the book club Raglan in Sandusgarn alpaca silk and a Sayer mohair. Well, this is the Holst Garn Haya. Yeah, Haya. That's their alpaca silk that is the same as the alpaca silk by Sandusgarn. So it's that 70-30, it's a fingering weight. And then I held that with the Lucia, which is their fluff. And oh my gosh. If I don't, and I've pretty much decided I'm not going to use this to do the sweater, because I'd like my cables and all of that to be a little bit crisper. And you'll see in just a minute, whenever I pick up the single-stranded one, the DK weight, how much crisper the pattern is. I mean, you can see the pattern, but I really want it to be a little bit crisper. But I am knitting something out of this, and I do have this yarn, this Lucia in a dark blue, and they do have a dark blue in the Haya that I want to knit it with. So that may be what I do. It may be a cable sweater later. It may be one that I want to be softer. I don't know, but I am definitely going to knit something out of this because this is some of the softest stuff I've ever felt. Holy moly. I need lots of sweaters in this in my life. But I also decided that I would use the Drops Lima, which is their alpaca wool, and you can see just how much crisper that design is. So I got gauge on both of these. On the size 4 recommended needle, I got gauge, and I thought, okay, I'm good. Well, I was talking to Chelsea, and she said that she was swatching, and if I'm pronouncing her name wrong, I'm gonna feel horrible, but I'm pretty sure it's Chelsea and not Chelsea. Anyway, I forget. I just not paid attention, right? And I read her name. I know it's Chelsea. Anyway, she said that she was swatching the cable, and I was like, oh, I've only done the moss stitch because that's what it said, because I hadn't bought the pattern yet. And she's like, yeah, the pattern says to do the cables as well. So I bought the pattern last night, and I did swatch with the cables, and look at how beautiful and crisp that is. Well, now here comes my dilemma. I want to do it in a single strand DK weight yarn, a more structured yarn, because it is going to give me a better cable design. I'm not convinced that I want to do it in this color, in this yarn, because I have a pink cabled sweater. So I got out my stash, because I put a lot of my stuff in stash on Ravelry. And so I got it out, and I started looking through my DK weights that I had. So what could I knit this with? Well, I have a cone from Woolly Yarn that is 100% merino in this beautiful deep dark brown. Yes, it would probably be harder to see the cables from afar, but guys, they sell black cabled sweaters. They sell dark brown cabled sweaters. You would see it when you're standing here talking to me. I don't know how much I care somebody seeing me far, far away. And I just love this. This is absolutely beautiful and stunning. So this is option 1. Then I have option 2. This is a superwash wool, and I have enough to do this. This is that Variations products, or Friendly Products Variations DK, and this is in Raspberry Tourmaline. And it is beautiful, but it is a superwash, so it will grow a lot. So I may have to figure out, right, I would definitely have to swatch with this one again, because I think I'd probably have to go down a size because it is going to grow, and I don't want it too terribly big. But there's this. And then I have a little bit of a theme, because then I also have Wool Mize. This is by Warspitz and Wool Mize. Anyway, it's Wool Mize DK, and it's 100% merino, right? Or it just says 100% wool. And it is also a superwash, so it would grow as well. Have a little bit of a theme going, right? But this is a little more structured. It's denser, like you can really feel the difference. And I will tell you, it will be more structured, because when I hold this up versus when I hold this up, this one's going to be more structured. It is definitely not as drapey as this one. So there's those two. I'm liking the Merlot. And then finally, I have 2 colors in the same yarn. Again, I have pink. I have a pink cabled sweater, so I'm not sure that I really want to use this color, but this color could be beautiful. And this is the West Yorkshire Spinners Fleece Blue-Faced Leicester, or Leicester, however you say that word. But these two, this would have a little bit of a halo too. So you'd get the little bit of a halo, but it would be a nice structured, because you can see they're pretty structured. They don't bend a lot. I mean, they'll be a little bit drapey, but they're not going to be as drapey as like that superwash was. So that's my dilemma. Do I want to do it in the drops that I've already done, right? The swatch in. Do I want to do this color? Do I want to do one of the Merlots? If so, which one? Do I want the little lighter, more drapey? Do I want the more structured, darker? Do I want the Blue-Faced Leicester? Which color, if I want that, because it will provide that halo look? Or do I want this beautiful, deep, rich, dark brown? Help me decide, guys. This is the part that I hate the most about planning projects, because I have so many yarns and I'm like, oh, I could do it in this, oh, I could do it in that. What do I want to do? So give me some opinions. I am not good at deciding this on my own. And then, of course, for the test knit, like I said, that did not last long. I just got the last one off my needles last week, and now I'm fixing to cast a new one on. Whatever. And so do I want to do red or do I want to do the blue? All right, guys. Another one that was pretty short and sweet. And hopefully next week I'll have at least another finished object, if not two. All right, guys, thanks for spending this time with me. If you enjoyed this at all, go ahead and like and subscribe. And I will see y'all next week. And just a little reminder, you have until the end of the day today, because this is Wednesday when I'm recording. And so this will come out on Saturday. So you have until the end of the day Saturday before I draw the winner from last episode. So if you are interested in entering that giveaway for the pattern, go comment on my last video and I will link it here. Go comment there and let me know your Ravelry name and what pattern you would like, up to $10 US. And go watch the video if you haven't, because it's got all the details in it. All right. Thanks. Have a great knitty week. See y'all later.